My name is Clara Colina and I'm graduating in May 2015.
My name is Caleb Baloo and I'm graduating in 2016.
I'm Seema and I'm class of 2015. My project was working with a girls' school in rural Kenya. It's called Kenya Center for Excellence. It's actually started by a woman who I had watched on TV win a CNN Hero of the Year award. So coming to school and learning that there was a Pangea project with her was definitely incredible.
And it was interesting. I'd never been to Africa before. We drove, 7-8 hours from Nairobi to the village, and it's just through like beautiful, Serengeti land, zebras to the right and left of you. They wanted us to come in and look. Originally our project was to look at how they can secure bigger sources of funding, so more professional. So far their contributions have been largely individuals, some foundations, larger donors that they had relationships with, but in expanding they wanted to secure more financing. In order to do so, they needed to be able to show more formal impact measurement.
Which is almost the essence of consulting, which is how do we want to approach this? So thinking about a framework. First thinking, what's your impact, and thinking, and what's your theory of change? What do you need to measure to know if you're reaching those goals? What are the analysis that you're going to do, and how you use that to improve this cycle of performance evaluation that feeds itself? That is what we prepared. So talking to best practitioners about that, learning about what other organizations had done, and then talking to the US board, since we were here, to see what their views on this were, what was important for them, and what were they missing when they talked about impact.
Consulting can make you a little bit more set in applying certain frameworks, whereas going to rural Kenya, working on a Pangea project, I had to be maybe a little bit more creative and sort of think outside the box, which is where I think the team dynamic really comes into play very nicely. We actually took a whole day and just sat with the girls and kind of talked to them about their own personal goals and their own personal dreams. And one of the questions we asked them was what they want to be when they grow up. And one of the girls I was talking to, she was telling me that her family brought her to this school because a lot of her cousins, who are also very young females, ended up getting married very young, ended up getting pregnant very young, and just in a situation that she said she didn't want to be in. And so I asked her, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she said she wanted to be a brain surgeon, which was incredible because I think, talking to an 11-year-old who's living in these kinds of circumstances and really has the motivation to do something bigger and to be something greater, that is the mission of the organization we're working with. I think at that moment, I was kind of stunned at first, and then I think also just really, really inspired by an 11-year-old who was thinking way beyond her immediate circumstance.
I was definitely also inspired by the enthusiasm of the students. The girls were so incredibly insatiably curious and about everything, and just passionate about learning, and something that you definitely take for granted here.
Organizations can really benefit from having MBA skills for free. So I thought it was a really cool program within Pangea, and I wanted to be part of it and see if my skills and what I have learned at Bain and another nonprofits that I've worked for could be applied here. I had a ton of things that I wanted to implement for Pangea, so I presented myself to see if I would be a good fit, and then it ended up I got chosen. So there we are, working.
Pangea is a pretty incredible opportunity. I've been a little more focused domestically in terms of social enterprise, but couldn't resist a Pangea trip to Kenya. I mean, it was an incredible opportunity to work on the ground.